Hi folks, Chief Meteorologist Nick Lilia here, taking a peek at your detailed forecast. We head through the next couple of days. We've got some pretty active weather set up for later this week, into this weekend, kind of Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. And then beyond that, I think as we head into the following week, perhaps a quick shot for rain on Monday, depending on how things kind of shake out with this first go-around, and then maybe another opportunity for severe storms as we head through the day on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Or of the next week, not of the... You guys follow what I'm saying. So here's kind of the shakedown at 500 millibars. Again, because this is the detailed forecast, we'll get into kind of the nuts and bolts of stuff. As we head through Tuesday night, you can see we're into a northwest flow, and this pattern for us is generally dry, which is why we're going to be generally dry as we head through the week. In fact, we'll have kind of a weak sauce front sneak through here overnight, Monday and into Tuesday morning. That may bring some extra cloud cover, maybe even some drizzle here and there. You can't quite rule it out. But for the most part, reasonably dry. Then as this passes through, it's out of here by Wednesday. We're still northwest. Thursday, we start to go a little more zonal, and by Friday, you can kind of see how this shakes out. We've got a big ridge of high pressure, again, air going around the ridge of high pressure like that, and that's pulling in this rich Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico air across the area. It's doing so out ahead of, let's get a little arrowhead on this, and I'm going to change this to yellow. It's doing that out ahead of an area of low pressure out here. So we've got one area of low pressure here, we've got a ridge of high pressure here, so we're pulling in moisture like this, and we're doing it out ahead of and underneath a southwest flow like this, with a cold front back here that's going to be moving like that. And watch what happens as we go through time. So we're conditioning the atmosphere on Friday, pulling in that rich, moist, humid air. It's going to feel really humid on Friday as well. And then as we head through the day on Saturday, here's your area of low pressure here, which means you're going to have your front's going to kind of be right in there. This big ridge kind of shifts off to the north and east. So now we're pulling in at the surface. We're just fetching air right off the Gulf of Mexico and from the Caribbean. And that's going to set the stage for, unfortunately, the prospects for not only storms, but also severe weather, regionally speaking. Basically, all across these parts, Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. So as we head through the day Friday and into Saturday, be weather aware and let people know that live in the area. You know, if you got family or friends in Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, shoot them a call on Friday and say, hey, or today, about Friday, and say, hey, we're looking at the opportunity for some pretty rough weather on Friday, and then in our neck of the woods on Saturday. Now, that kicks on out of here. By the time we get into Monday, we're still kind of stuck underneath this southwesterly flow. We still have this big ridge over here. It's still pumping in, Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean air. So any little wiggle in the atmosphere that gives any kind of vertical motion to the atmosphere is going to do a good number at creating a little bit of rain. So I think we'll have a quick shot for rain Monday. You saw a little guy slide through here Monday and into Tuesday, and then as we head through Wednesday, there's another little trough back here that's going to swing through Wednesday and into Thursday. I think it'll give us another chance for some severe weather. But notice that big ridge of high pressure that was over here is gone. We don't have as much transport of moisture into our neck of the woods from the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, so that should help us out a little bit toward mitigating the overall threat for severe weather. In fact, you've got an elongated ridge out here, so your main bulk of air is kind of doing one of these numbers. It's going this way and then back down this way, and so we're getting kind of recirculated air into here from the Gulf and the Caribbean. So, but that's next. That's January 15th. Behind this, you see some of the white up here. There's a lot of cold air that's going to come spilling down into the United States. We'll just have to see how far south it actually ends up being. Okay. Back over to the rain. So you see, woof, there it went. If you blinked, you saw the front move through. Maybe you missed it, but maybe a little bit of drizzle overnight tonight and into tomorrow. Wednesday looking good. Thursday, not bad. A couple of extra clouds in the area by Friday. More cloud cover. You can't quite rule out a chance for some rain. Again, this is basically based on the fact that we're pulling in air off of the Gulf of Mexico, and there's going to be enough lift out there to offer maybe a quick shower. But the main event, shows up as we head through the day on Saturday. Here we are into the afternoon again, pulling in that Gulf of Mexico air. There goes the front, where those two things meet. You end up with showers and thunderstorms and the prospects for some severe weather. And that kicks out of here Sunday. Notice what happens on Monday, though. Even more rain into the area. And this would be, on Monday, regular rain. Heavy, maybe some storms, but regular rain. I don't think we have to worry about severe weather quite yet with that. But Saturday, that's our day. We've got the slight risk in effect for the entire area. On Friday, just as kind of a heads up, that risk area is kind of like over here, and then they've got an enhanced risk area inside of that, kind of right in there. So if you know some people in Shreveport, Alexandria, Longview, even as far north as Little Rock, maybe as far south as Lake Charles, I shoot them a message and say, hey, keep tabs on the weather for Friday. The threat level, the timeline, this is real early stuff. This is going to change probably a lot. I tend to think, I have a sneaking suspicion that the hail threat may come up a little bit, not much, but may just a little bit. The tornado threat may come up just a little bit, and the flooding threat may come up just a little bit. I think the wind risk is going to stay right where it is. The timeline, we'll be able to nail it down a little bit better as we go forward in time, but right now, a big 12-hour window, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday. So there's your detailed forecast discussion for this week. Again, brought to you by good folks at Pine Belt Gutters. Big thanks to them for helping us out with these. And hopefully, something changes within the model date and this thing turns out to be a big old goose egg. But for now, just know that there are some things on the horizon that are pointing to the threat for some severe weather across the area as we head through the day on Saturday.